What's up, guys? Parker Talks is back. Today I'm going to be ranking the top 6 movies that I'm most looking forward to from the present day to the end of 2021. Now, these are the movies that are non-superhero movies that I'm really looking forward to and I can't wait to watch, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. So coming in at number 6, we have Space Jam 2, which is set to release in July of 16th of 2021. Now, I hate to say this, but I have not seen the first Space Jam movie. I know that is a terrible thing to say, but this one is going to be starring with LeBron, and I know I need to see that first one with Michael Jordan before I see this one, but this one's going to be starring with LeBron and also Don Cheadle, who is War Machine in the MCU movies. I think LeBron is a great actor as well, and I think he can be a great character in this movie as well, obviously, because it's about basketball. I don't know if they've already started shooting this yet. I know LeBron's got to focus on his finals right now, as the Lakers are in the NBA Finals, but again, it's just going to be a lively movie. It's going to be fun, so that's why it's in at number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5, we have Sherlock Holmes 3, which is set to release on December the 22nd of 2021. Now, obviously, this is going to be starring Robert Downey Jr., who hasn't done the Sherlock Holmes movies in a decade because of all his work in the MCU. And since watching all those MCU movies, I've watched other movies with Robert Downey Jr. in them, and I just love him as all these different actors, and he's a great actor, and I know he's been great in the Sherlock Holmes movies as well. So I'm really looking forward to see him in theaters as a different type of character, not in these MCU movies. And Rachel McAdams is also going to be in this movie as Irene Adler. Now, I really don't know all these characters. I don't know much about all these Sherlock Holmes movies. I haven't even seen the first 2 Sherlock Holmes movies. I've seen some Sherlock Holmes like TV shows with Benedict Cumberbatch, but, I do like the concept and all that, so that's why it's in at number 5. At number 4, we have In the Heights, which is set to release on June 18th. Now, if you know me, I do really like musicals, and I also do like musicals in movies as well. This also has a lot of ties to the play Hamilton, which I have seen, and because if you look at it, In the Heights is a musical that was released or created by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which is obviously the actor who plays Hamilton in the play Hamilton. Also, Anthony Ramos, who plays Lawrence and Philip in the play Hamilton, he's going to be the main character in this movie, as this movie is going to be taking place also in New York. Just all of this combination of things just sounds for like a great movie. If you watch this trailer, it sounds really good. These songs that you hear in this trailer sound very similar to Hamilton. If you want to get kind of like a taste of it, definitely watch the trailer. Definitely watch Hamilton, which is on Disney Plus. And if you like both of those, you're definitely going to like this movie. This is at number 4 on my list, but it can easily be my favorite movie for 2021. I am very excited to see this, as I always do enjoy going to see a movie that is also a musical. At number 3, we have Jungle Cruise, which is set to release on July 30th. Now, this movie features 2 of my favorite actors, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and also Emily Blunt, as these are 2 opposite characters and just their personalities, and they end up being together in this film as they have to go through basically this jungle cruise. Obviously, that's what it's called, but it's based off a ride in a Disney park, and they put it in basically like a live action form, like as if it's a real thing. It just seems like everything that I would want in a movie that I really like, with adventure, with 2 of my favorite actors. There's just so much going on. There's chaos. There's stuff like that. It's out in the wild. Just all this stuff really goes in for what I am looking for in a movie, for like an action-packed adventure movie that's also funny. So with all those things considered, that's why it's in at number 3 for my list. And number 2, we have Jurassic World Dominion, which is set to release on June 11th. Now, you're going to see the same characters that we've seen before in these Jurassic World movies, which I love these characters, as Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and also Jeff Goldblum. You're still going to have those characters, but other than that, we don't really know much about what's going to happen in this film, but obviously, I'm still excited to see it, as Jurassic Park and World has been one of the longest franchises that I have watched in my life, and I'm always excited to see it in theaters. I feel like this is going to go more into depth about these dinosaurs basically being out in the real world, as they did break out from the last movie from the mansion, and they have gone out into the US and all different places, and now there are dinosaurs out in the wild. I feel like it's going to deal something with that, Will we have another genetically modified dinosaur? Probably. But other than that, we don't know much going on, but I like that because there could be so many different possibilities, and I love this franchise, so that's why it's in at number 2. But easily coming in at number 1 on my list is A Quiet Place Part 2, which is set to release on April 23rd. I have always been so mad when they've always delayed this movie ever since the pandemic happened. Next to Black Widow, those are the two movies I really want to see that they just keep delaying. This is also the film that my grandfather said he couldn't hear because, well, it obviously is called A Quiet Place and everybody has to be quiet or else these aliens are going to hear you and attack you. So that is basically what this film is all about, and that is basically what that first movie of A Quiet Place was basically going through, this family trying to survive while there was basically no other life forms other than these aliens, and they had to survive. Now in this movie, after watching the trailer that you can see right now, there's going to be some flashbacks as we're going to go back in the time on probably how this invasion happened or why it happened, but the majority of this movie after those flashbacks will basically be Emily Blunt and her rest of her family still trying to survive, as she believes there are more people out there that are still alive at this time, and they're probably going to meet other people during this movie, as we see in the trailer, when that really didn't happen in the first movie, because this was basically all surrounding basically her family, which I did really enjoy that part as well. I'm not the best when it comes to horror movies, as even though this is more of a thriller, as I know while watching this movie, I'm going to get jump scared. I'm going to get, tense at moments because I'm just not good with this kind of stuff. But that being said, like, this is at number 1 on my list. That's how much I enjoy this film, even though I am not the best when it comes to scary movies, because I just like this whole scheme of it. Like the parts where it's basically quiet this whole time just makes it more tense in this. And watching this trailer, John Krasinski is just gonna make this whole part 2 film just more tense, more dramatic, more scary, just more like higher stakes in this film, and I just can't wait to watch this. It's definitely one that I've been wanting to watch for quite some time, so that's why, all that being said, it's at number 1. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment down below if there are other movies that are coming out in 2021 that you can't wait to see and you can't wait for me to review, or you want me to go see it in theater. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.